Countless children are told if you skip around the grave 3 times chanting Molly Leigh, chase me around the apple tree, she will awaken and haunt you. Would you dare to do that? Welcome to another video and welcome to the channel. And in today's video we're going to tell you the story about Molly Leigh, the so-called witch of Burslem. Molly lived alone in a lonely cottage, and she was a crazy looking woman with a large blackbird as a companion. It's about 140 years ago the cottage at Burslem in which Molly Leigh lived and died was still standing. It was described as a low half-timbered building dated back to the mid-16th century. It was deep thatched roof and it shut out most of the light, and the windows were very small. In 1865, in the year which Molly was born, Burslem was just a very small village surrounded by moorland and forest. And so the story of Molly the witch begins when she was only a few hours old. It was widely reported that she could chew hard crusts of toast within hours of her birth, and as the tale goes, other children would run away from her, scared at how ugly she was. She grew up to earn a living selling dairy products. She was often accused of mixing water with milk to give poor measures. She is believed to have started a savings bank also, but those people who trusted her and put the money in never received any interest. And it was around this time where there was tales of a dark spirit in the form of a bird which became a constant companion. And as Molly grew older, her reputation as a witch became more widespread. She apparently put the local parson under a spell after he attempted to shoot the blackbird. Throughout the 3.5-week spell, the parson was apparently drunk for 3.5 weeks. Molly died at the age of 63. After her death, feeling brave, the local people decided to explore Molly's cottage. And as the tale goes, as Parson Spencer stepped into a living room and he saw Molly sitting in an armchair by the fire, the party turned and everyone fled, and Molly Leigh, the witch of Burslem, had become the spirit. From then on, incidents of the hauntings become more frequent, and it was agreed that an effort should be made to lay her spirit. Spencer asked the clergy of Newchapel, Woolstanton and Stoke to help him as the church clock struck 1 a.m. 4 clergymen proceeded carrying a blackbird in a cage and went to Molly's grave in St John's Church. The grave was reopened, the bird was placed in the coffin and the lid fixed to the grave. The grave was turned around from north to south and eventually filled in. And finally the parson made a prayer for a spirit. The tale of Molly Leigh has lived on. In 1979, Molly had the last laugh when it was decided that the overgrown churchyard should be tidied, and it was agreed that Molly's tomb should be left undisturbed because it was unique. The legend of one of North Staffordshire's most curious tales. Later on in 1987, having laid peacefully at right angles for well over 200 years, Molly faced having her grave disturbed again. The churchyard figured on a proposed route of a new road designed to relieve the congestion in Burslem town centre. Officials were worried that lorries rumbling past could affect the 16th century church. 2 years later, in 1989, there was a plan to dig up human remains from the churchyard and transfer them to another cemetery to allow the work to go ahead. Headstones would be removed and interred into Carmentside Cemetery. Molly remained undisturbed. So today, 2024, Molly is still a piece of Potteries folklore, the somewhat exaggeration of a tale that's passed on from one generation to another, as countless children are told, if you skip around the grave 3 times chanting Molly Leigh, chase me around the apple tree, she will awaken and haunt you. Would you dare to do that? Join me on the video. Let's go and see Molly's grave in beautiful Burslem, Stoke-on-Trent. Okay, so welcome to beautiful Burslem. Look at the bottle kilns, amazing. And this is the church where Molly Leigh is buried. Somewhere I have never ever been before. And we've got to try and find Molly's grave, not too sure where it is. But it should be the only grave that faces north-south. Let's go and check it out. Fabulous church. Let's look at the old door there. Beautiful. Okay, I don't think it's going to be too hard to spot a grave. I mean, again, you can see most of the graves are facing east-west. Oh wow, yeah, I think we found it. There's Molly's grave. Yep. So that is the grave to Molly Leigh. There is quite a lot of coins, pine cones. Left on the grave there of Molly Leigh. And there we go. That's one of the famous stories and tales here in Burslem. It looks like the grave needs quite a bit of work on, starting to break up quite a lot. The church has got all the netting on the window to stop the vandals breaking it. So that is the final resting place. The Witch of Burslem, Molly Leigh. So I hope you enjoyed the little story today about Molly Leigh, the Witch of Burslem. If you've enjoyed the video today, of course give me a thumbs up, drop me some comments and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you on the next adventure real soon.